One, two, 1, 2. It's your brother L, and welcome to Beatmaking Sessions with Brother L. Once again, the season finale. Yes, indeed. We're wrapping up a 6-week session today, and we're going to go through some of the things that we've learned together and experience some new things with a twist. Let's build. was having a little jam session to get warmed up. Welcome again. Greetings. I hope y'all enjoyed yourself thus far. And today's lesson is not going to be a stressing. We just kind of kicking back and enjoying what we've learned so far. So let's just go over some key components and concepts that we like to use in making our pizza. Got it? Circular. Because we're working in a circular situation. Got it? All right. So, yeah. But first, I want to show you some things here that I haven't showed you before. Yes. So, imagine here, you got this beat. Cool. You programmed it in and you've got the MIDI notation and sequenced, right? But what if you wanted to change it to audio and affect it differently? So you just double click. Oh no, you don't double click there. You don't double click on the actual information, you double click on the track. So, and then you get this option to merge. Now watch this. You can merge different things. Basically what it's doing is making a audio rendering of it and then replacing it. So check it out. It merged what we just did and brought it all the way to the bottom. So let's solo it. Now, why on earth would I want to do that, Brother L, when I already had the MIDI notes already programmed in and it was just samples? Well, there are many reasons you may want to do that. So like, for instance, one reason is that now that it's audio, you can affect it differently. You could chop it up like really crazy. Like, so for instance, I can go split. These are the easy things I can do. Chop it up. Split it like audio. And you hear it, that it cut it, but it was not a clean cut. That could be an interesting effect, almost as if you were working with samples, right? Let's just make one more cut so I can show you what I mean by this. Let's make this cut right here, split. And so we'll make another cut right here, split. And then we'll split. And then we'll split one more time. Actually, we'll just drag it. And then we'll delete that little portion. Come on now, let's get up out of there. All right. Okay, and then so what we'll do, we'll play this. Let's turn it down a little bit. Right? Kind of interesting. Add some echo. Reverb. But the best way to do that is actually on the track, right? So you go to the plugin section and click. You edit, and then you add. You can add a bit crusher if you wanted to. Down sample. Now it's got this interesting metallic texture. You can add another effect. Let's see what the microphaser does to it. You hear it? You hear it oscillating at a rate of 3.7 hertz in sequence. Okay. That doesn't sound that great, but it's still an interesting idea. Let's try some, flanger. This is a popular effect that people do. Now, that may not sound cool by itself, but dig, I'll show you something. Just with a bit of percussion, listen. See, one of the main ideas is to, you need to have the vision, right? The vision to see the macroscopic level of everything that you do. You want to see the impact before you start getting into the specifics, and that'll take some time. But that comes with experimenting. Because see, I realized that if I chop this up semi-randomly, added some really interesting effects to degrade the signal, but still kept the rhythmatic content, and then added another drum to augment it and keep time, well, you'll have an interesting texture. That's a formula, you know. I won't say it's just a formula to get there. I think it's a larger thing. It's knowing that whatever you do, you're not particularly listening to it in isolation. So, you know, you might do something to the drums, the bass, and you might do something to the, I don't know, the guitar, and separately. But you're never really listening to them by themselves. Well, not at this point, because we haven't really gotten into soloing just yet. That'll probably be the next semester. Oh, just to let you all know, yeah, I'm wrapping up, right? But this is not the end. Actually, I'm going to take some time off, maybe a week or two, and revamp some things and come up with some new material and lessons to show you how to, you know, really achieve what you want. And that is one of the main ideas. I mean, literally, main idea. If I could write it down, I would, and I could, but I'm not. The main idea of working with Brother L is to be empowered with the information that you need to allow yourself to go where you need to go, to do what you need to do, to feel how you need to feel. And that's the real, you know? So, check in with me. Let me know if you're there, and we'll continue on with this, because I'm going to erase some of these things here, you know. What room of the house are you watching me in? Put it in the chat. Say what's up. Say something. I'm going to delete some of these because we're going to build something different with the same ideas. I'm going to delete this whole. I was trying to delete. Delete. There you go. I want to delete that whole track. Yeah. All right, let's see here. What's going on in this chat, y'all? Peace, 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 peace. Let's see. Okay. You got some folks here. Zeke. Oh, what program? This is GarageBand, Zeke. Let's see here. I was trying to, yeah, okay. There we go. Cool, welcome. Zeke's old school low end. You know, probably not as old school as I am, but old school low end. No, I'm just talking stuff. That's my man, go way back. Matter of fact, I think he might be the first person I ever seen a ASR 10 from. I mean, he had some studio with some things in it. I can't remember. But yeah, I had seen keyboards and different things. But the ASR 10, I want to say he had one of those. I could be wrong. But anyway, old school enough. I'm glad that he alive and well. Yes, indeed. Yes, fond memories of coming up into the game. Yes, indeed. Okay, so where should we take this track? Let's go back into it. Now, I could do that for this as well. Let's just say something. I wanted to isolate this even more and make it more unique. Right? take out, I like this. I wonder will it allow me to duplicate this entire track? Because if I can, I'm going to show you something here. Let's see, duplicate. It allowed me to, but let's see what happens here if I do. Let's see if I can copy here, and then I can paste here. Let's wonder. Let's see what happens. Paste. Okay. It did. It allowed me to do that. Now that's awesome. Okay, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to solo even more of these drums. Actually, let's just do it like this. So that one will be. That's going to be only that. So watch this. Now I'm going to merge. Merge. It's going to merge it. Just switch it to the bottom, right? It may be a good idea when you merge in tracks to say, this is percussion. It's always good to make an itemized list. We're just going to put perk for right now. And then this will be we'll put this a drum loop. Okay. And then this one, we're going to change what's happening here. We're going to just take that out. Now we'll see what it sounds Okay. Cool. So now what we'll do is we'll go back and we'll merge this one as well. Merge. It'll disappear, bring to the bottom. I'm going to make this perk 2. Click here, it erases everything. Perk 2. I didn't do it the first time, but you understand the point. Okay, so now I have individual level control of even more of those drums. And I can start doing some interesting things to them now, right? Remember, I got the compressor. High compression. You see how I brought up that shaker without using the volume. Try to avoid clipping at all costs. You see that was going out there. But this is not the final stage of this, but it's still good to be mindful of anything in the red. You never want to be in the red, because in the red, you know, it's not the place you want to be. And so now let's add some other things around this. What about that's our arpeggiator, right? You remember that? I really love the arpeggiator. Remember, you can set the arpeggiator how you feel. So octave range. 4 octave. That's as played, and it's at 1/8 sequence, right? So 1/8 dotted actually. So go back. Or you can use your chord. Right? That don't sound good, but at the same time, you got the idea. That didn't sound good at all. But it's okay. Sometimes it happens that way. And you move on, you figure out what sounds good. See, don't be discouraged. Be encouraged. You get me? All right. Okay, so this was that sample chord. But let's get back to maybe like a long, affected pad. Let's see if we can record one. Let's change our key to G minor. Change our minor. Now let's go back to our affected drum loop because we want to do a little bit more work with that because it's not exactly where I need it. It's almost there, right? Now let's see how it sounds. Now what's gonna set this off is, now watch, I'll drop in another drum. I'll even use a beat sequencer. Let's use let's erase all of this new pattern. So we'll just bring in this is some. And then that's cool, but we could also go another territory with that. We can double click and delete, and then we could add our own drum. So we're gonna go to electronic. We'll find Berlin cuts. What's that? It's kind of like hip hoppy. I like it. But I want something with a little bit more the thump. Now you get me. 2 and 3 and go. That's pretty cool, but I'm not gonna make it on every other beat. tend to get. No, I'll duplicate this track. I got something. 1, 2, 3, and 4, go. Anyways, I'm really liking that. But check this out. Did you see what I did? Because the main point was merging the tracks and being able to affect them differently in a creative sense by chopping them up. So effectively, you could be, making your own samples. Just in the way that I showed you, you can rearrange pieces of your arrangement. See how I put that word in there? Arrange pieces of your arrangement to however you enjoy, right? Typically, you have an intro, a verse, then maybe chorus, right? Then you probably come out of the chorus with another verse and then maybe another chorus. Yeah, that's pretty typical, right? So, what can you do with sound, chopping it up? So, you could potentially, I wonder, can you spin it backwards here? Does it allow settings? Let's see. Ah, check it out. Settings, reverse. Boom. Let's see what that sounds like. Okay, I'm just gonna solo it. Mm-hmm. And we can. We got a question. Let's see what's going on here. That was pretty cool that we were able to take it backwards, right? We changed the sound, we took it backwards. And these Hollywood strings, it's just really about, okay, GarageBand has these sounds and these things and these tools that we could use to hone things, to finish them, to refine them, to make them our own. See, the point is not to leave something as is because it's just available for everyone, right? A hammer is a hammer. What you do with the hammer is up to you. Some people destroy and some people build. But it just depends on the thrill. But Brother L comes to excel. Every time he comes to class, you prevail because he gives you the power in 1 hour. Boy, I tell you, man, I might, the next lesson might be, how to stop rapping with the same words. Let me stop playing. Yes, indeed. Y'all out there feeling good? All right, I know that is right. Okay, we got people checking in all the way from Australia. That's crazy. That's love for sure. Yeah, we got some folks checking in from Germany. Yeah, that's dope too. All right. All right. And of course, we know we got our people in Chi-Town. You know what I'm saying? So, any thoughts on how we should proceed with this track? Let me know. Okay, and I'll take a brief moment to check the chat. And while I'm doing that, you take a moment and add me on social media. He say he there watching while doing yoga. That's my man. Corey's in the kitchen cooking up, huh? That's dope. Okay, so I'm gonna strip this down. Let's see how fast we can go and what we can do in the last 15 minutes of this class, right? So, getting back into the jam, how you all want to take it? Let's see here. Boom, we're back. It's a fact. Okay. Now, one thing that I really want to go over with you all. It's just kind of like the tools and the gifts. One important thing to me about music is about experience because it's a conversation. So if you've experienced more things, you have more things to talk about. That seems pretty simple enough, right? So if you're doing interesting things, you know about things that other people may be interested in and you can share. And so how you share these things are the level of mastery of your instrument. Your voice, how you communicate, how you share the ideas in your head, right, is a certain level of mastery. That same mastery is how you utilize your instrument to tell a story. Now, there's a lot of debates on what's an instrument and what's not an instrument. I won't go there because I'm kind of on the side of technology, because I feel like anything that allows you to achieve where you want to go is an instrument of what? How would you say it? It is an extension of you, which is another instrument. And an instrument is to do what? A job. An instrument is to, think about it. You've heard the term before. This is a writing instrument. And what is the point of this tool? To write. But what is the real point of it? The real point of it is to effectively use something to bring forth an idea that you can share. Communication, the language, the writing is essentially you and being able to share your gifts. So if you learned anything from me, or you could take anything away, this is one thing I want you to take away, is that it's about making things work for yourself. Now, with this class, you can always tell me things about, some of your production, or ask questions, or even show me things and I'll give you feedback on it. I'm totally open to that. While we shut down for, the next 2 weeks, let's say, I'll still take questions and comments so that we can continue to move forward, because I will come back. We'll remix the things up a little bit just to get a new flavor, a new feel. Will I use GarageBand? Perhaps. I'm leaning towards it. I enjoy GarageBand, and there's so many more things to explore. Really quickly, I'll show you a few more. So remember quantization. We didn't get into it all that much, but there are different levels of quantization, right? And the idea of that is that when you input notes, right, the quantization snaps them into place. They snap them into musical divisions. Divisions of 1/4, divisions of 1/8, 1/16. And what you'll begin to realize that these are markers of time and how you place things, right? So if you place something slightly out of time, you can pull it in. It does it for triplets too. Right, it does it. Now, 1/4, 1/16, 1/32 triplet, right? It also works for swing. It doesn't give you variable control within the swing, but except, 1/8, 1/16 light, 1/16 heavy. I could program something in, but that's kind of pointless. Now, transposition is a really cool tool. We didn't go into that, but let's check that out really quick. So we needed something that we played a tone in. Let's try this. Okay, let's play that. So let's just say we're building out our arrangement and we want this to go up an octave. We didn't have to play it again. Now the idea of this is that, well, you can make interesting versions of what you already played. Okay, if we could do that, but let's try something else. Duplicate. And then let's copy this. And then let's paste it here. I have to stop it to paste it. We go back in, make sure we're on the track now. This one is 1 octave up, and this one is 1 octave down. So let's just erase the first one, and then make that one 1 octave up. So now let's listen to it together. Can somebody tell me what we can do with this? I know you know. Harmonies. So let's even play with this one more time. Let's make a 3-part harmony. I'm going to, those double taps and double click doubles get me all the time. Let's see, duplicate. Okay, so we'll copy this. And if you copy it and it's not on the one, this is what will happen. It won't copy appropriately. So make sure it's on the one. Now, let's make it live. And let's get back into our track settings, our transposition, right? This one was 0. This one is, let's make this one 0 as well. So let's go up a third, and let's go up 6. Let's see what that sounds like. Let's try. Let's go up for this one. Let's go up a 4th, and let's go up a 6. Let's see what that sounds like. It sounds better. It would sound better on different type of notes. Let's see here if I could show you on a. Well, the idea is clear. Depends on what you're playing, right? So if you played a keyboard, or you played a horn piece, or you played a synthesizer like I did, you can make your part harmonies, right? And you don't have to play anything else. So that's fairly simple. So I'm not going to go back into that. But you get the idea. It really comes across strongly when you're building out your arrangement, right? Because what happens here is that you're able to duplicate this, right? So now you could effectively have this section doing one thing, and then the A section, going back into that, doing another. And then when it comes together in all sections, that's the totality of that, phrase, or for lack of a better word right now, arrangement, because it's not very much of arrangement, but it goes into 2 different parts. This 4-bar does one thing, and that 4-bar does another. And you didn't have to rewrite or reperform the piece. So that's a tool that we didn't go into, which is a super dope tool. And we didn't go into it because arranging, one could do a whole class about song structure and different ideas within that. I don't want to get too deep into that because I honestly feel like this kind of stuff will stop you from creating. And before you know it, you're not creating nothing and you don't have anything. Right? We don't want to get in our own way of creating. But knowing things are very important. So it is important for me to show you that there's a modular structure to how GarageBand can be arranged, right? Even the fact that you can move tracks around. If you hold, you can move things around to make your life a little bit easier as far as like organizing things. I showed you how to name. Naming is very important. Okay. I also showed you the trick about layering your drums, which is probably like the main thing here that I love the most, because what's hip hop without a dope drum? Well, I make more than hip hop, but you understand where I'm going with that. Okay. And then mixing. Let's see what else was in that. Let's go back. Go to track settings. We had recording. Oh, well, let's go into, let's go into this one. Because the track settings for an audio track are different, right? So now we're into a track that it has MIDI. So quantization is, and then recording. Now recording means that here it says you can merge recordings off. So let's just say if you want to make an alternate take of something you perform, right? Right? And it's looping around. If you have merge recordings off, it won't merge your recordings. It'll just take a new take. Okay, multi-take recordings would have to it can only really work if you have a MIDI device attached to this. That's a whole nother thing. We've been working with the self-contained GarageBand. That's another idea I could take next semester too, is that how could we augment this particular program? I kind of want to keep it simple so that, like, you know, the level of entry is cool for well, everyone. Anyone who wants to just pull the phone out of their pocket or, you know, vibe with us, you know, on the iPad. So I think I'll probably stay in that vein. Let's see something else that we didn't get into. I will go over this one more time. Let's just do this here. I'm going to go and do the 4 bars, and we're just going to make it 2. Yeah, cool. There we go. Let's look at our visual EQ. Visual EQ will take you a long way. Those are the frequencies represented in that sound. If you hit here, we can use the full screen version. Right? When it comes to EQ, it's better to cut than boost. Boosting is pushing more frequencies in, right? Adjusting the gain or the volume of something is perceived to be louder. That happens. But as a method to the madness, you want to create thinking about fundamental frequencies of instruments. And if there's an assignment that I could give you while we're gone, is to create and really like take part and think about the fundamental sound and frequencies of particular instruments, because that's how you compose your piece. Essentially, you're putting all these different frequencies together. And if you know that, let's just say that your instrument sits between 500 hertz and 2000 hertz, right? You know, maybe you don't want to put another instrument that sits in that same area that has prominent tones. Maybe you want to work in a lower register, lower range, or maybe you want to work in a higher, a higher frequency, or maybe if that you are working with another instrument that is still utilizing that same area, you could do a trade-off. Like, say, for instance, you can make multiple versions of a track, right, or a sequence, right? So maybe one of the sequences that you make features one instrument, and that one is ducked out to some degree, right? So that the other instrument can come through, and then you switch it, right? It's all about balancing, and that's a skill. That's a whole, oh my goodness, I get nervous even thinking about it, because you could really get lost in the sauce with EQing and mixing. I mean, people make their whole careers on it, and well, I love it. But with GarageBand, you're doing it together. You're going in, and mixing and composing all at the same time. So you got it. You got it. Let's see if there are any questions. Let's see here. I don't know what's going on here. Sorry for the delay, people. Okay. Let's see here. That's the computer. That was actually Isaiah Spencer. I think he's running the program right now as well. Let's see here. Okay, here we got some more comments. Let's see what's going on. Let's get to it. Okay. So, all right. I got an idea. I don't always have ideas. Brother L, how do you get ideas? They come from the heavens. Come down like lightning striketh upon the dome. The energy of a poem. Okay. So, this harmony situation, I know y'all gonna go real far with that one because that's a super slick thing. Because a lot of people are not creating in that manner because they don't realize that GarageBand even has that capacity. Let's see what we got here. Let's see what we sounding like first before we move on. I remember what happened, so I'm liking it. So let's just delete this one, and I think this should come back to what we were working with. Let's try it and see. I think we should cut out here too. Right there. Let's try it. Let's see. Situation here. But now, I gotta say that you just can't come into GarageBand and get the sound we just did here just because of the way I did it. I just showed you some real cold game. Making this tool yours. All right, gang, give me a synthesizer to use because we need some type of melody, I would imagine, up in here, right? Jakari, if you're still with us, give us some notes to play. Because, he's a master musician, percussionist, educator. Oh, man, this guy is really dope. Jakari Arthur, excuse me. Let's see. We got some other sounds here. French horn. See, it's actually making the clarinet a chord. Let's try the ensemble. Oh no. I think I know something I want to do, but I need to lay something before I can do that. I know what we haven't played with in some time. The guitar. The guitar. The guitar is always so loud on here. See, it didn't record, but we'll try it again. Yeah, we're getting somewhere, but not there yet. But we're getting somewhere. And that's the process. It was recording. Duh. Let's try it. 2 and 3 and 4. I didn't get that. Oh, I didn't record it. really want to do is duplicate this. Let's try. Copy. Go here. See, yes. Booyah. I'm just duplicating the part. Another way of development and layering. And then we need a big clappity clap up in this joker. Clappity clap. I don't think that's as big as I wanted, but we could make it bigger. I don't know if that's the sound either, but let's see here. Sounds a little better. Duplicate this. I just need that little finesse right there, and then I want to finesse a little more. Let's see. As Brother L says, duplicate it. I'm glad we made it. Glad we made it. Yeah. See what I need to do too. I got something here. I just thought about a sound that might work. That'll give us a choral effect. Remember, you got vocals here too. Not sure what they're saying. What do you think, gang? I think it's code for Donald Trump as a whack president or a whack human. Maybe he's human. We don't know. Okay, I was just decoding what the Alchemist Choir said, so, you know. I think that they're probably right. get together and go out with a bazang. I want to thank you once again. You know, as we create these styles and these. This has been Brother B. This has been Brother L's Beatmaking Sessions. Like I said, we will come back. We're gonna take a 2-week break, and until then, just keep creating and using the tool. And make sure you reach out to me in the chat so that we'll stay in tune and you'll know what the next movements are. I also have a form for you to fill out to let me know a little bit more about you and your production interests. It will be posted on my Brother L page on Facebook so that you can actually go in and tell me a little bit about yourself. So that, like I say, I want to know about you. These lessons can't be collaborative and designed about you if I don't know about you, you know. And I want you to continue coming in. Remember, there's an archive of everything we've done. It's on YouTube, and I've given you my YouTube already. But for those who don't know, I'll do it one more time so it can shine. We'll put it up real quick. This is the YouTube address here. It's also the IG. The brother named L at IG. YouTube is composed by L. Facebook, that's what you're on right now, probably. And then Twitter is at Brother L. It's all L. It's all well. Let's do it for this final situation. And let's do it on my list. That was fun. That was kind of like an exercise. I hope you enjoyed yourself. And until next time, remember, I will be back. We will be back together forever. Tougher than, pleather. Because pleather's not tough. So we going straight through it.